Last week on the Al Nicoletti Show, yours truly, Al Nicoletti, is the guest for today. I've been through 1,500 probates over the last 8+ years. What's your approach to clearing titles on probate or heir properties that have unresolved ownership or missing heirs? When you have a potential deal, potential probate on the table, you have to be able to have a checklist. A couple things on the checklist include the heir names, the property address, the death certificate, any will or trust, because sometimes there's a will and it leaves it to a trust, so we need both of those documents. And then we got to know what the title is saying. Now, if you ever get in a situation where you're starting to now have missing heirs, the thing that's going to be very important is who do you go to find missing heirs? And that's the expertise that I've been able to cultivate and develop, and being able to think, how does that deal get done? Can it get done at the title company? Do you have the right people? Do you have the natural born parents? Are the net proceeds under a certain amount? That's when you have to do a real analysis. I'll say, in terms of my probate niche, I think this is going to be the biggest thing in the next 20 to 30 years. It's not going away, and I'm here to stay with this whole thing all the way through. I'm tripling down, I'm quadrupling down, and I hope a lot of people want to get into this niche. Well, we're back another Wednesday night in the studio. If you missed any of the episode last week, go back and check it out and scan the QR code at the top of the screen. That is where you're going to find all of our content on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the platforms that are out there. And of course on iTunes, Spotify, and I'm sure all there's so many other places that you can find the Al Nicoletti Show, like Audible. So you'll find it out there. And you want to find all those videos on probates, quiet titles, all the messy things in our world of real estate. You don't want to miss that. Of course, you got to find out more about probate, because we're finding out a lot of people want to know more about that with the baby boomer period coming and the silver tsunami on the way. So we have an amazing episode tonight. Welcome to the summer series for the summer. And we are bringing back the guests that brought the heat in their businesses. And our first episode for the summer series, we had to bring back, because this guy is killing it right now in the land space, Jonathan Duong. And John and I will dive into it. We've done deals on probates and all that crazy stuff together. And I love seeing what he does and pours into his community, in the land community, and what he's doing deal wise, and how he's giving back. And he's a giver, and we love that style on the show, and he's always providing value back to people. And we are so excited to have him on. And for this summer series, you guys are going to enjoy what we can do for this episode. And I'm ready to go. I'm going to do my normal thing. I got my pen and paper out, and I'm ready to rock this summer series out. So let's rock this thing. Hey, everybody. My name is Al Nicoletti. I'm an attorney here in Florida, and welcome to the Al Nicoletti Show, where I bring on real estate super investors, rising rock stars, movers and shakers, and leaders of clubs in their communities that educate, entertain, and inspire all things on Florida real estate, and bringing the best in the business to you on how you can take your company to the next level. On my show today, we have Jonathan Duong. John Duong, he killed it on the last episode that we had. We're bringing him back. We're bringing him here for the summer series for you all out there. If you are doing land deals and you are getting into this game, this is one guy you got to follow. Like, this guy is pouring into the communities. He's getting big deals done. He's helping people, and he's showing what's possible getting into this land space. So I'm excited that we get to bring back the legend, Jonathan Duong, to the show. Without further ado, let's bring him on. John, there he is.
My brother, man, I appreciate that intro. That was so good. I appreciate you, brother. What's going on?
I appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. You're doing it in the space, and we love watching you. We're seeing the social media out there, and it's always rewarding to watch the growth of where somebody's been and what they've been working on. And since the last episode, I mean, we're seeing everything, brother. Love what I'm seeing out there. John, we got to get the John Duong update. You know, what have you been working on in your business since the last time we've had you on the show? And what has changed?
That's a great question, brother. So, as you know, we're still doing our infill lots in the state of Florida, and we're actually expanding our business to North Carolina and Alabama as well, just trying to copy and paste our systems in different areas. And we do wholesaling, as you know, but we've been actually taking down these deals to go ahead and milk some more profit out of it, add a little value, listed on the market. So other than that, man, we're just trying to copy and paste, keep the ball rolling, and keep growing and scaling, brother. You know.
Yes, yes. And I know for you, it only takes that one big deal to really change the game. And you know, John, one thing I really want to go over with you for that a lot of people probably don't know about is how you and I got connected to begin with. And you know, for me, it's an amazing story because it was the first time for me to be at the family mastermind, and when they were doing the reunion, it was the first time with me being there. And I'm going to let you tell the story, but I want you to know that I still think about that day because that spawned so much opportunity and so many different things that came from that. And look at us. We're now on the show and doing this stuff. So, John, tell us the story of the power of relationships and how you and I met.
Yeah, that's so good, brother. So, yeah, so we went to the family mastermind reunion, right? And we had a little breakout, and then there was somebody that was going back on stage to do their presentation. And me and Al, we met. He told me what he does, and I was like, "Hey, Al, I'm actually working on this deal right now." And he's like, "It's like, tell me what's going on." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, it seems like it needs probate." So he's like, "Come over here right now." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then he to some door in the corner with some like chairs, and I was like, okay. So we took a walk, and he's like, pull out your phone right now. I was like, oh, all right. And mind you, family, like this is probably like my third land deal. This is in the beginning. So when Al talks about seeing each other grow, like he was there when I first got started to now, and then on my side, I get to see his amazing growth as well. So back to it, he's like, yeah, call him up right now. And I'm not comfortable on the phones at this time too. So I'm kind of nervous, and I called the seller up, and I was like, yeah, let me talk to them. So long story short, Al gets on the phone with them, kind of figures out the situation. He tells me exactly what we need to do to move forward. And yeah, so we end up kind of making it happen from there. So this was actually my second deal that I did, right? And then I was supposed to, the spread was actually $23,000. And during this process of Al doing probate and stuff, I was able to kind of just look at the market and get to know it a little better. I called the county, and at the same time where Al kind of was getting everything done on his end, I found out the lot was able to be split. So that 23 turned into 43. Al got helped me get it to the finish line, and then we were able to get it closed. So our first introduction, building a relationship, and Al wasn't just like, no, I'm this is what I do. He's like, no, I'll show you, right? So he said, pull out the phone. He got it done, and that's how me and Al first met. And from there on, man, my whole mindset shifted. 43,000 when I first got started, it changed my whole life, Al. So I appreciate you, brother. I don't tell you thank you enough. And it was just crazy. So I recommend anybody that wants to get around the right people to definitely try to attend the family mastermind. And then, of course, probate. You know, my man Al is the go-to.
Man, I appreciate you so much, John. Like so you said it so well too. The story was crazy. And yeah, first shout out to Matt Andrews and the Family Mastermind for that back then 4 years ago when Matt was doing reunion. Maybe he'll bring it back one day. That would be crazy. But no, I gotta say, John, I remember that day like it was yesterday. And I, if you had told me that was your third deal, I would have been like, no way. Like you sounded like it was your 50th deal. Like you've done this over and over. And I just remember it was so crazy because back then, it's amazing how mindsets change over time. Back then, I was like constantly I was just shaking hands, meeting people and being like, I do probate. And it was just crazy that I had that chance to meet you. And we went in that room, and I remember being on that phone with the seller. I think they were in Alaska. And
Yeah.
they were in Alaska. And they had no idea. I mean, they couldn't see you, they couldn't see me, we couldn't see them.
Right.
And the fact that we were able to both talk to them, work things out, figure it out, it's quite a journey to see the power of that relationship. And then to, fast forward the deals that you and I have been on since then, the triple probate that you took down where you made 100K on each lot. It was, and so the stories that people have been through are amazing, but it's really that relationship. Those relationships matter. And that's why you and we love working with each other. I love working with your community. Shout out to the High Value Land Group, because that group is, you made a community out there, John. It's really, really cool seeing, and everybody's doing a great job out there, brother. Love that. And another thing I wanted to ask you about is operations and growth. What systems or strategies do you use to scale from a few deals a year to a full-time profitable land wholesaling business?
So when it comes to the wholesaling business and its scaling, we usually our main marketing strategies are SMS and direct mail. So we kind of just cross test and keep track of our KPIs, and then we kind of just double down on what works. So for me, it's always about perspective of what you want your business to look like and what's working, and then doubling down on what works. So I'm always an advocate to go ahead and try different things, but if it doesn't work, we pull back. So for me personally, it's just double down on what's working and making sure that everybody that's a part of your team knows the part that they play. Therefore, if anything goes wrong, we can go back to the drawing board and see what we could do better next time. So just having a solid community, solid team, and solid SOPs for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, sometimes it's not the deals that you're getting right, or I should say, it's not the deals that you're getting wrong, but it's also sometimes the deals that you're getting right. And how did you get it right? Right? Like what went right, and then how do you double down and keep making it more and more and more? Right? Rinse and repeat process. So that's great, because you want to go from a few deals to more than a few deals. You want to keep scaling it out to 10, 20, 30 deals, right? Because there's a lot of investors that struggle through getting through that process of one deal a year or two deals a year, that they want to start doing 10 or 5 to 10 deals a month, or maybe, like you would say, we don't need to do that. You just need to do a couple deals that are big deals, right?
Yeah. So that's another thing, is just incorporating what works for you. And I noticed that most of the headache deals that I have are the smaller deals. So I'm like, why not go after the ones that would make sense? But I incorporate both. So I have volume plays where they might be 5 to 20,000 coming in. And then of course our probate deals we like to work on, and just higher price lots as well. We combine that and we're able to have our 6-figure months. But the thing that we personally got to work on is just making sure we're consistent in this process. So we're still trying to make sure we're able to do that, every month.
Yeah, stay consistent. That's the key. Consistency is a big thing that a lot of investors and real estate professionals, if they would only implement, it would be sustained growth from there, right? You would find more and more deals, and there's just more success from that. Okay, so John, as an insider tip, what's one little known strategy or tool that gives you a competitive edge in the land wholesaling space?
Whew, that's a good question. So I would say the first thing is looking back on the mistakes I made and how we were able to fix it. So one of the insider tips I would give everybody is to actually know who your buyer is before you start spending your money marketing. So have the end in mind and reverse engineer. So how we do it is we'll do market research. We'll see where the land's selling, new construction. We'll reach out to the buyers and the top realtors. Hey, my name is Jonathan. Do you have any buyers or builders looking for more land? If so, what are they paying? I'll pay your commission, no worries, whatever it might be. And then once you build those solid relationships and you start hunting, then you're able to go ahead and put the pieces together, right? And for land, I feel that like that works better, but that's just my experience. It may differ for others. But I noticed when I started to chase the land first, I was struggling to find a buyer. And then sometimes I couldn't find it. Then I had to cancel the deal and I stopped marketing, and it was just a big mess. So having that system is kind of like, okay, we're good here. We got all the top players in the market. Now let's go ahead and put the money into marketing and go ahead and have that machine going, right? So yeah, I would say that that's worked very well for us.
Yeah, because I'm sure it can get very chaotic if you just get under that contract and you don't have an end game in sight, right? You got to get everybody in play before you get into those deals.
Absolutely.
I really want to get into the topic of risk management, and I want to cover something that I think you'd be great at answering. So, the rise of institutional investors is changing the real estate landscape. How should small investors compete and find profitable deals?
I mean, one of the main skills that we have as investors is being able to find the dirt, well, people in the land field, right? So, when it comes to being able to find these deals and solve problems for those that, you know, that need the solution, some people aren't able to do that and have the team and environment behind them. So that's why I'm so big on pouring into community, because when I don't know something, I could reach out to Al, I could reach out to our group, and we could figure out how to put the pieces together. So to have that edge is to have community and to actually build a relationship so you can all kind of add value to each other and all grow together. I remember doing this when we met. I was doing everything on my own, and well, I felt like it was when I should have been out there building more relationships and growing. So I think the lone wolf mentality was one of the main traps I fell into in the beginning of entrepreneurship. And I noticed the power of community and pouring into others and adding value first. So that's how you really get the edge, and you start building relationships, and they might have insider tips too. So now you guys can go ahead and exchange it and grow together. So community, brother, for sure.
Yeah, community. And for you with the community, I mean, you got your own community going, and I think you just did your first meetup, right? You did something at was that in Winter Haven?
Yeah, we did a meetup. It was actually, we did one in Miami. I've done one in Worcester, and I've done one in Winter Haven where, I just say, hey, anybody that wants to get together. I kind of want to bring back that person to person, shake hands, and build relationships. So yeah, it was well, man. I got to meet the people. It wasn't just like this. We got to shake hands and build relationships, and it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, that's great. And I know for you, having a meetup like that means more connections, means putting in people's hands the opportunity for them to get into more of these deals, more land, more education, and it helps your community thrive, right? And the importance of not being the lone wolf, the importance of being surrounded by that community is very important for people's growth out there. So, like you said, it's all about having that community, and that's how people are going to thrive. Is just embrace it, embrace going to those meetups. So, John, the future of land investing. We all want to know where this is going. And it doesn't really matter what market we're in, right? Like it could be
Mhm.
Florida, it could be Texas, North Carolina, wherever you're at. But where do you see the best land investment opportunities in the next 5 to 10 years?
I see different exit strategies is something that I've been kind of eyeing. So how long you stay in the deal kind of aligns with how much you make. So those of us that wholesale, we're getting in and out as soon as possible, and sometimes the assignment fees may be well. But I started to notice some of my good friends, they're in land too. It's just they're in different exit strategies. So they'll do land entitlements, or they'll do development, and you start to see that, yes, it may take 12 to 18 to 24 months to get paid, but now when you're talking about the payday, it's probably more than what we make doing infill lots for the whole year, right? So to be able to have that perspective and get around these people, it's so good to have that mindset shift, where it's like we can do infill lots, we can go ahead and have the money coming, but we could also focus on different exit strategies as well. So land entitlements, developments, and just minor subdivisions and lot splits. There's just so many different exit strategies. So I always encourage everybody to don't get stuck on wholesaling. It's amazing and I love it. Don't get me wrong, but there's so much more out there. So just continue growing, and you never know what you might run into that aligns with, your plans.
Yeah. And I could just see, at least in the Florida market, all these other tertiary smaller markets like in Gainesville and Putnam County and some of these other ones that are not the major cities having a lot more opportunity for land growth. Like I would say in the last, I don't know, maybe couple months, I've seen some other counties pop up for land that you just wouldn't expect, right? So, you know, just when you think the market is not there, eventually it starts shifting that way. So keeping your eye on the markets, keep your eye on markets that other people are not keeping their eye on. And like, you know,
That's so good. I tell everybody that's close to me, I was like, when they go left, we go right. So when everybody's talking about this market, we're gonna slowly pivot. Not just that, it's just like we do a little more due diligence where we can see, okay, one of these big builders started a subdivision here. We can see, oh, they're building an Amazon facility here. We can start to put all these factors together and actually be in a spot to build a relationship with the builder and be somebody to actually grow with the builder. So I that's one thing I kind of changed in my business as well. Is used to work with more national builders, but now it's more mom and pop where we can sit down and have lunch. And they're like, "Hey, Jonathan, what you think about this market?" I'm like, "It looks good." So we actually go in there together. I'll bring him lots. He's building it up, and then we're seeing each other grow. Kind of like our relationship, right? It's just that's
yes.
just what it is. It's just to see how we can be at service to each other and help each other, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be really cool to see where things head for land. There's a lot more people being in the land space. And I think when you have amazing mentors that are out there like John, I mean, how can you not kill it in the land space? It's like you've learned so much in the last 4 or 5 years. And so all of that knowledge comes out and is able to, have that influence for all these people that are doing it or getting into the space now. John, so we got to go over probate because this I know is your favorite topic. It's some of your best deals, your favorite deals. What is it about probate that intrigues you so much in the land space?
So the first thing is that when I come across these deals, I'll be honest, it's not something that I kind of target. It's just something that happens to happen, right? Like, okay, we run the title search and it needs to be done. But now when we're there, we're actually being at service and helping these people to where we got to bring family together, relationships get mended, and then people are able to like come together solving those problems. And then of course, the bigger the problem you solve in the real estate business kind of aligns with the spread. So of course, I can't lie, the spreads be amazing as well, right? So COVID is so good. It's so good to where you're able to go ahead and be at service and still get compensated for it and then keep growing that way as well. So I mean, there's so many problems out there that need to be solved. So when we're reaching out to some people and they're just like, they didn't raise their hand or they don't have no problem, it's a little tougher. But when
Mhm.
there's problems that need to be solved and we're there to help. And it's a journey, I'll tell you that. It's not easy, but when you got the right team, we could get it to the finish line.
Yeah, and a lot of people pass on those kinds of deals. I mean, there's so many people that they'll pick up their first land deal or their 10th land deal and they'll find out there's a probate involved and they'll say, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't want to deal with it." And, you know, I think you always have to evaluate your numbers and you got to get with the experts, right? And one thing that I've seen from a lot of land investors is when you're able to get over that hump of that fear of I can do this, I can get through this. Like, what do we need to do to get through this probate? How do we handle this? Like, who do we need to look for? What documents do we need? And I feel like once you get past that, these deals are just bread and butter. And I mean, if tonight you found a deal off of your CRM and it ended up being probate, I guarantee you, John, your head would go from where it is to way closer on the screen. Let me see this deal. What's going on with this one? Because if it's probate, it could be a big deal. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you
I feel
know,
yeah, it's the things that's part of the journey, man. The things that we're scared to do, we got to have the courage to go ahead and go through it. And then honestly, if you pass it up, somebody's gonna close the deal and solve the problem. So it might as well be you, right? So, gotta get with the professionals, like you said, bro.
that's it. Get with
Yeah,
the team, build your team today. But
absolutely.
John, you're the man. I really appreciate you and what you've been doing with the community. And you got to plug all your channels right now. Like, where can people find you? How do people get in touch with you? Because this is something that's really important for the whole community.
Absolutely. So on most socials, it's the John Duong, THE John Duong, and on YouTube as well. I'm actually doing a personal challenge where in the next 30 days I'm trying to make over $100,000 because my mom's birthday is April 22nd. So I'm trying to buy a car and then surprise her with it. So you guys can follow my journey on that. It's starting a little slow, but we're gonna persevere. And then I also have a school community as well, school.com, SKOOL.com dash land. And then we just get a little deeper on there, and get into the strategies and help each other out and add value to each other, brother.
I love it. And for you to have a school out there on land, I mean, how can people not take advantage of that opportunity? I mean, it's crazy because I mean, you're doing deals at a high level, at high volume, and you've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you got to learn from people like John. John's doing this, and he's not stopping. He's going to other states now, so he's gonna keep expanding his knowledge out there. You got to pay attention to what he's doing, John. You're the man. Thank you so much for coming on this episode today for the summer series. You killed it on the last one. You killed it today. And we know how much value you bring for everybody, brother. Thank you so much. As I do on my episodes, the summer series or not, as I do on my episodes, I do a segment at the end called Final Words, Final Thoughts. Anything lasting that you want the audience to take home and maybe do some research on or leave them with that influence out there. Final words, final thoughts, John Duong.
I would say keep God first and remember that whatever you see somebody else do can be done, right? And just remember that we're just regular people. If you see, I'm still figuring it out, right? So just remember that to take that step and remember to believe in yourself and to have faith and persevere, and everything will work out for itself. And so, just
Love it, John. Love it. And man, you're the man. We love seeing you grow. We love seeing what you're doing, and we're all watching and cheering you on, brother. You keep going. You keep doing it. And we got more probates to do, John. We got more probates coming, man.
absolutely, brother. Thank you so much, Al.
You got it, man. All right. And I got to say, we will see you soon. We'll catch up at an event near you. And hopefully I'll see you at a meetup, man. It'll be fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very soon, brother.
You got it, man. Well, you stay in touch and I'll see you soon.
All right. Peace, brother.
All right, man. Be good. All right, everybody. Right there, you had it. John Duong for our summer series. If you missed any of that episode, you got to go back and watch that. I can tell you, John is somebody you want to watch, you want to pay attention to. The guy is doing deals at a high level with land. He's got all the strategies. He's got a school. I mean, you got to tap into these resources. And if you're on Facebook, the High Value Land Group, he created that group, and that group's been thriving. There's lots of people that are posting different things, commenting. You got to be a part of that kind of community. And if you want more of the summer series, keep watching. We are rolling next Wednesday night. Check that out and scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen. That's where you're going to find all of our info on anything from the show to probates, you name it, everything out there. Have a great night, everybody. We're going to see you next Wednesday for the summer series continued. Take care. Have a great night.